No color, no distraction, just truth. I never set out to erase people, at least that's what I tell myself. When I first picked up a camera, it was the landscapes that pulled me in, the quiet hills, the patient trees, the kind of places that don't rush you, places that feel the same whether you're there or not. Especially in Scotland, where the land doesn't care who's looking at all, it just exists. But people are different. They arrive loudly, even in silence. Bright jackets, hurried steps, phones raised like shields. They turn a moment into something temporary, and I suppose that's where it started. The first time it happened, it wasn't intentional. A long exposure, a slow shutter. I was focused on the light slipping through the branches of an old oak, the kind that stood longer than memory. Someone walked through the scene just as I pressed the shutter. When I checked the image later, they were gone. Not completely, but softened, faded. A ghost of motion drifting through something far more permanent. And I remember thinking, that feels more honest. Since then, I've done it on purpose. I don't remove people because I dislike them. I remove them because I'm searching for what remains when they're gone. The stillness underneath the movement, the story the land tells when it isn't interrupted. Sometimes, though, I wonder if I'm doing something else entirely. Blurring people out? It's not just about them, is it? It's about distance, about standing just far enough away from the world that it can't quite touch you, about observing without being seen, about holding on to a moment without letting it become tangled up in anyone else's. There's a kind of loneliness in that. You notice it on colder days. When the wind cuts through the trees and the light never quite warms the ground, you set up the shot, wait for the right moment. And part of you is aware that everyone else has already passed through, leaving nothing behind but motion. And yet there's peace in it too. Because when the people blur away, something else becomes clearer, the shape of the land, the weight of time, the quiet truth that these places were here long before us, and will remain long after we've passed through like ghosts ourselves. Maybe that's why I do it. Not to remove people, but to remind myself what we look like from the outside. Fleeting, temporary, just another blur in a much longer exposure. And maybe, in some strange way, that makes the moment more meaningful. Because even if we don't stay, that for a fraction of a second we were there.